Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm Peggy, aka Merkabun. I'm a sequential artist who does storyboards, comics, and character design on this channel. So this video will be mostly about storyboarding and a little bit of writing. And yeah, this project I decided to go and explore. It's called Good Witch Flunk, and it's about a girl who struggles with being a witch because she has good powers and not typical of a witch because they're meant to be evil and curse people and stuff. But yes, I want this project to explore doubt and performance anxiety. There we go. And yeah, I started writing a little bit early on. I also did some character designs early on. That isn't on camera at all, so I can show you guys that, but so far this project will mostly be on storyboarding and the process of it, especially because I don't really see that happening with newer storyboard artists and whatnot, or people who are just interested. So I'm pretty much guiding myself. I am a self-taught storyboard artist. I did go to college for animation, but the education program really did not cover storyboarding thoroughly, or like how to do storyboards for TV and feature and whatnot. We just kind of got the assignments and moved on. So I am pretty much self-taught. I do have mentors. I've had mentors for like 3 years, but even then they're not people I actively talk to like frequently. So I decided to work on that as well. One of my mentors I check in with monthly now, but yeah, this is what the project is going to be about, and I'm using video recording this on YouTube as a way to hold myself accountable, because I have a tendency of just not committing to a project, not since I have done my comics. So yeah, so as you can see on screen, I've already done some of my writing for this script. However, it is not in proper screenplay format because I just wanted to do a quick outline of the overall story in the scenes. So it's mostly to get a gist of how big the story would be. Beforehand, I wanted the story to be like a comedic montage. However, I found that the montage will probably exceed like my 1-page quota, because I want to keep the story fairly short so it's more manageable for me to get this done. So I essentially just kind of had to cut a lot of stuff out. So you might be a little confused because I do have 2 scenes up here, but the first scene is quite short and it's going to be a transition to the next scene, which we're going to stay in this one scene for a really long time. However, there will be overarching stories and emotions. So yeah, I wanted to do that. I will also show some designs, yay! So I'll probably put this on a bigger screen or like an overlay of what's actually shown here, but beforehand I did some like beat boards and to just understand like the setting a little bit more before I like started to work on this project. Big boards are a really good way of seeing the overall story instead of like doing full-fledged storyboards, because you can kind of lose sight of what the big picture is. So essentially I wanted her to kind of just be seen as like the mess up, the reason why the academy is not performing well. And here are some example of the exams. However, I kind of just, like I stated before, I chopped all of these out to keep it simple because the montage scene was going to be very long. So I will not be doing that. However, I will be keeping this first scene because it is a good establishing shot, and establishing shots are something I really struggle with. So yes, that's all. So, here's my character, one of my main characters. Her name is Amora. And she is the Good Witch. She's the character that has goody two-shoes type powers in comparison to the other witches who are just straight up evil and, like, they like to curse people. But her, she, like, she ends up, her powers messes up. Instead of curses, she ends up blessing people and whatnot. So, her powers do not perform like the way they're supposed to. So, and from how I am presenting her, she seems confident. And in comparison to what's being written, she isn't, that's a facade. She seems confident, but she is actually really doubtful of her own powers and trying to keep this face up. So, yeah. In these designs, it's an exploration of her uniform and her casual fit. This is her casual outfit. Something she just wears day to day. This was one of the uniform designs. I couldn't decide if I wanted to be in pants or not, because her original outfit is in a skirt with some leg warmers. And the next design is skirt and tights with the same little star pattern. So essentially, I end up going with the skirt and tights because it's easier, it's consistent with her main design, and that is what I like. So it's easier to differentiate her in a crowd with other people. But yes, oops. This is her uniform. It's kind of inspired by Cardcaptor Sakura. I really love that she is also kind of witchy in some aspects. However, it's still very like schoolgirl aesthetic, so that's why I kind of just took from that. It's easier, cute. Today is also November 13th, so this is the start of the writing saga. I don't know how long this will last. I should probably just end up taking my time on this, because I don't want to rush this project, because rushing just leads to sloppy work, and I don't want this to be sloppy. It is something I also cover up in my newsletter. Please subscribe to Pixie Doodles on Substack, because I now have a newsletter to like announce my comic pages, but also explore what it means to kind of be an artist and all the struggles I've been going through. So if you're interested in reading that, it will be out on the 15th, so please check it out. Yeah. So far I've written 200 words, but in my little writing span it says I wrote 141 words. So I have quite a lot of blank space here, and I want to kind of think about how I want this to end. From what I showed in my beat board, it's kind of like everyone's being mad at her, so maybe I will put that in, that everyone's upset that the school performed horribly from this exam. And she's like, haha, I'm so sorry guys, this is my fault, yeah, and then actually, like, once everyone's gone, she kind of just breaks down and kind of left her own devices, so I'll figure that out, but right now, I just need to focus on the arcs. So, let's see. I essentially started learning how to write because I realized if I was to pursue this job in the industry, my camera is flickering. Oh my god. Essentially, when I was starting out, I noticed that a lot of jobs, or storyboard jobs, and shows were board-driven. And that means a lot of the storyboard artists on these productions were writing the scripts and outlining. And my thought process was essentially like, oh, if I get a job in the industry, I do not want to be in a position where I don't know how to write. So I'm going to learn how to write to prevent, like, me not knowing and essentially screwing up the whole production. So essentially that's why I learned how to write. It is really beneficial for my own projects and whatnot, because it helps me with writing for comics and making my own stories, but also writing for myself in storyboards and essentially exploring my characters in character design. Like, writing is quite really the biggest step, the most important step out of every career. Like, or not career, but like in every production. If something does not work, it is most likely in the writing. So, yes, I'm learning how to write because of all that. And it is a useful skill. I do really enjoy it and whatnot. But, yes, the Animation Union is talking about the aspects of the storyboard artist and what the job entails and how it's starting to get real messy. And many of the storyboard artists aren't getting compensated for the amount of work we do, as well as the pay. The pay's not great. You're doing so many job titles and not getting paid a lot more for all the work. So, yeah, a little bit of a ramble, but it's important. Please look at the Animation Union stuff. I'll put it in a link down below so you can check out. They do little cute animations to simplify what's going on. So, yes, check it out. Okay, great news, guys. I finished writing the outline. It just barely makes it past 2 pages. Really, the second page is like a transition, like ending the whole scene. But, I used a lot of description for it, and I'm not too sure. Well, I feel like as soon as I start fleshing out the scenes and whatnot, it's probably gonna get... Sorry, that's my door opening. It makes a squeaky sound because it's busted open. I feel like as soon as I start, like, actually adding it into screenplay format, it will get ever so slightly long. I don't mind that it gets to 2 pages, but I don't want it to go past 2 pages if that happens. So, yeah. I finished the rough outline. Yay! Hello. It's a new day. It's November 15th, and I didn't record yesterday because I had a job interview. And by the time this video may go up, I will probably have an update on if I got the job or not. But yeah, I couldn't bring myself to actually work on anything because I was like sitting in a little stasis where I'm like, I can't do anything but focus on job. So that's what was happening yesterday. And so for today, I will be writing the rough script. And if I finish early, I will try and do some revisions, but I probably should give it another day or so before I start revising this like rough draft into something I like. But yeah, that's it. Let's get started. This is voiceover Peggy, and I wanted to chime in and kind of talk about like how this past year I've been kind of like doing a lot of writing, and this upcoming year I really do want to continue making more like scripts and stuff so I can help flesh out my work a little bit better. And
I've been like struggling with perfectionism. I didn't think I had perfectionism, but to some degree that I realized that I do, and it's mostly caused from me going to animation school and how that impacted my perception of my work, and some professors kind of deemed my storyboarding work as not good enough. So, yeah, I kind of talk about this on my Substack blog. So, yeah, check it out. Thanks for listening.
Yay, we did it! We have finished the rough script. I won't make any like major edits right now. I'll probably do that on Monday. But yeah, it turned out to be slightly longer than I wanted. It's 2.5 pages, which is alright. That's manageable. I didn't want, as long as it's not 3. We gotta keep it manageable because I have to board all of this out, and if my timing is correct, it is a minute every page. So technically this is a minute or almost 2.5 minutes, which should be okay. So yeah, we can start thumbnailing this out very soon. But before I do thumbnails, I'll probably end up doing maybe some beat boards of the emotional arcs that happens in this script. So yeah. Also, say hi to Nana Crab. She's so cute. Ma. Ma. She's my emotional support. I love her so much. Bye. My camera keeps giving me fucking issues, so that's annoying. But anyways, I'm re-recording me saying this. It is November 16th, Monday. I am revising my script. There's very little revisions happening because it is a short story, and most of the revisions I'm doing is basically format, because I want it to kind of look visually appealing, but that's really just for me. So when I start actually working on my thumbnails and whatnot, it will be a little bit clearer to see. And I'm pretty sure I talked about in my last clip that I don't know what an visually appealing script looks like. So whatever. It's really short, so I'll probably end up doing some, like a floor plan of the environment so I know where my characters are stationed. So I'm going to show you this. Let's hope my camera does not corrupt the file when I switch around. Oh, that's so annoying. So this is what it looks like so far. You probably would not be able to tell the difference, but actually, please focus. There we go. So essentially I end up just changing most of these sentences into 2 sentences, minus this beginning, mostly because I don't feel like the need. It conveys like kind of 1 point. I don't think it needs to be in 2 points. A lot of the sentences I've broken down into 2 parts are technically different shots in my head, so that's why I broke it down into different sentences and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna scroll by really quickly because you'll see the end result eventually. So I guess if from a distance it still looks really paragraphy, and I can't add any dialogue to make this like less paragraphy looking, but oh well. It's for me, it will work at the end of the day. So yeah, let's probably get started on working on these like floor plans. So yeah. clip of my sister's talking in the background. This clip will be just me struggling.
That is killing me. You have to look at it. Like,
There's small chairs.
his belly, his belly is
This is
like, what bird has
sure it's too bad. These are the shit chairs. But I typically typically don't.
What?
been a few days, I think. Maybe 1 or 2. It is November 21st, Thursday. I have not done any work in these past couple days. Mostly because I'm procrastinating and I'm watching Bee and Puppy Cat. Honestly, it's been kind of too cold, and yeah, it's been making it hard for me to work, but I'm warming up my room right now, so I can do some work. I'll probably try and do something later today. I kind of don't want to keep trying to revise my script, and I don't know why, but I'm a little nervous to send it to my mentor, but they're here to help, not put me down. Like, I don't worry about that. They're really nice, so I haven't done anything. But I am watching Bee and Puppy Cat, and I've been a fan of Bee and Puppy Cat since I was 13 or 14, and I was there when it initially like showed up on YouTube under what was I under? I can't remember. Noticing, well, the biggest difference from the earlier version of the show, I don't know what to call it, the old one. I'm gonna refer to the pilot series, but the pilot series, art style was more Ghibli inspired, whereas the new one, the 2022 version of the show, it's definitely more Steven Universe and Sailor Moon inspired, which is like weird to see because I'm like, huh. Low-key, I was kind of sad that it doesn't take much of any Ghibli inspiration, but people's art styles change, the art direction changed, but it's been interesting watching the show. And the writing. The writing is so much more calmer than it was when it showed on YouTube. And so that's really my biggest differences that I've noticed. And yeah, I'm also looking at the editing style, and like how shots are coming by in the show. So I'm not like entirely procrastinating when I'm watching these shows, because I am noticing things and how the story progresses as well. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of studying, but not too much. I still want to enjoy my shows as is. So yeah, that's all. Another day. Yay. It's quite literally the next day, so November 22nd. I am forcing myself to stop, like, procrastinating by watching Bee and Puppy Cat. So, right now, I'm gonna force myself to do some thumbnails. Really rough thumbnails. I just need to, like, get the flow of my story going in, like, this, before I start going to, like, the rough stage of my storyboard. So, I'm gonna show you guys that, and it's not too different from my comic video, me inking and drawing my comic video that I posted like 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know. Yeah. So the process is very similar to comics. There's just minor differences. So let's get started. Oh my gosh. Wait. I don't know how to show this. There you go. I made some hot chocolate. I finished it. It took 30 minutes, roughly. I feel like it's a bit longer than that. But here are the thumbnails. They are quite, oh gosh, kind of incoherent if you look at them from the outside perspective, but they're coherent to me because that's the purpose of the thumbnails. They're for me. I think this is gonna be a lot longer than what I want, but we'll see. We'll see what I can cut or combine, because we need to combine shots and whatnot, so I'm not doing more or extra work. But yeah, that is the thumbnails. Probably do roast maybe next week or so. Yay! Hello! It is November 27th, and I didn't record anything yesterday, but I actually did do, let me do this real quick. I actually did do some roughs, and I can show you. Don't need a proper establishing shot, but this will do for now. And here's that. I will have to change the direction of this. This is in a rough because I just needed to put like a little silhouette up here before I actually try and properly put this character on model. And I don't know why I was acting up. You can see the like little thumbnail underneath here. Sorry you won't be able to read it properly, but yeah, you get the point. I still have like I love this. You guys will not be able to decipher this, but I can tell you what it is. It is people laying on their arms like this. But that was like in the thumbnail. I have like 4 panels of that to actually like rough in, but yeah, I did that yesterday and also like voice chat with my friends, but I'll get to that later. There are things I do want to change in the storyboard, but I will show them to my mentor and get their input and how to actually approach this instead. But we can come up with like another set of thumbnails to actually flesh out the scene properly, I guess. And besides that, I do have to write a blog post about literally anything. It could be it's quite literally anything. It's a blog post that I have on Substack, artistic journey with my art and me, and how sometimes they're 2 separate things and sometimes they're not. But yeah, I have to write a blog so I can have that air up on the 30th, because that's when I post my comic pages as well, so it's on a schedule. And since today's the 27th and tomorrow's Thanksgiving, I need to kind of like write it today, and that's low-key kind of stressful. I've been kind of sleepy. My sleep schedule screwed up again, and I have not been sleeping well. So, blog post is talking about the creative process and having commitment issues to your own projects. And one of my points in that page, or that article, was talking about letting things kind of just be ugly, and also taking things slowly. And yeah, I kind of have that big issue when it comes to me storyboarding, because I always want things to kind of not be ugly. Mostly because, like, honestly, the industry and the work that is shown has a lot of pretty stuff in it, and it's like always on model and has a lot of good layouts in it, and it's like that's the final product that we see. We don't see like the sloppy and messy bits of these storyboards, and I think it's really important for people to see that, because it's like not everything is like beautiful up front. Like, those artists have to fucking fight for their life to even get to that. And like, nice little panel and whatnot. So yeah, I have to like push myself to let things be ugly the first time around, because I just need to communicate the story first and then worry about it being pretty. But yeah, you should read it. It's at least 3 minutes long, and I have little like behind the scenes of like the work I'm doing, and I will also show the panels that I did on the next blog post, because I need people to see that I'm doing stuff as well outside of YouTube, because this will pretty much be coming out later. So yeah.
Hello, you've reached the end of this YouTube video, and I want to thank you for even getting this far. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to check out my Substack blog at Pixie Doodles. And in the link down below, I will link the Animation Union Guild animations for you guys to check out, like I said earlier in the blog. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great holiday. Bye!